Hi everyone. I'm Evelyn and I'm here with my reads today. I have the read on the table for you guys, as well as 2 of my messages of the day and a lot of downloads. And I'm going to bring first the messages from today, and then we'll go back and go through it all. Yeah, some really cool stuff. Today's the 22nd. And it was interesting. I was guided to break down the masculine and feminine yesterday, but we'll get into that later. And creator and source, and what that means, what they mean separately and together. So I was doing a meditation for you a little earlier, because I was going to do the video a little bit earlier, and then I ended up not. So here we are a little bit later. It was 6:50, I believe, on the clock when I started, which is the Lovers and the 10 of Cups. Really beautiful energies. And today we're switching from Cancer to Leo. So there's a big shift of energies along with the full moon. You might have felt a little bit discombobulated. And let's see here. So first, the message from the meditation for you. I was getting a lot of fairy energy, like Tinkerbell type of energy. And I'd also posted a volcanic butterfly. I might as well show that to you. It's pretty cool. And that energy was coming up again, which is why I want to show this to you. So here's the video. Okay, so it's the Elephant Lava Shaman Dance. And elephant is E, which is temple, and then Lefant, which is coming up as the breath, temple of the breath. Just give me 1 second. Might as well show you this one too. This was another one I'd done on Instagram and TikTok. It's really pretty. You have to listen to it with the music. All right, so just close that out. So I did the meditation here. That volcanic butterfly came up. And specifically what it means, right? Butterfly is transformation, and the volcano is explosive. So there's explosive transformation coming in here, but this very etheric way. And then I was seeing the elephant with the rhino on top, and then the unicorn on top of the rhino, and you can see the evolution of the trunk, from the trunk to the rhino's horn to then the unicorn's horn, in a very different energy. Then I was getting the trunk to horn 1 and horn 2, or it's literally the trunk to the 2 tusks that become the rhino and the unicorn divvied up. The temple of breath and trumpeter, which is the elephant, and rhino is literally RH in O, which for me is the human embodiment of source, or the human. And then the unified or purified horn on top of the unicorn. And I was getting the twisted horn of the unicorn, and drilling was coming up, which will come up in a second in another way. Using the Holy Spirit of breath, the plasma ether, or ether condensate, which is then the state after ether, on the cold end of things, using that to transmute and clear the RH and pineal. So pineal is relating to the unicorn here, and RH is in rhino. And this was coming up as the horn with a twist and drilling. Highlighting teeth then came up right after that, where someone may, that might be a specific message for someone here, that someone might have an infection that they're unaware of in their tooth, or perhaps someone has a mercury filling that's affecting them. So again, I can't tell you what to do with that, but you have to follow your own intuition on that. Trust your own knowing. And then offshore drilling was coming up, and that was at 4:47 earlier. And then this energy I'd gotten from 2 cards before, the unicorn and the ship from the past life deck, where there was this ship to shore energy of connection and drilling a tunnel as ship comes in. The pure white sailing ship comes in towards the wise unicorn as the shore, as their horn, the unicorn, drills within the tunnel or tube connecting the ship to them, clearing a path or connection by the ship moving towards the unicorn. So literally, as the ship moves, and again, this is just an example, a metaphor, the ship coming in, as the momentum of the ship coming in is what causes the unicorn's horn to go in this tube that's connecting them and clear it all out with that drilling energy. It's like clearing the pipes, like putting a snake in the drain. That was the energy here. And this being an intermediary path of, or an offshoot of a main tributary. So not the main tunneling, but a tributary of a tunnel, which is very interesting. And I don't know what's going on in the news right now, so I don't know if there's anything related to that. But I want to get my past life deck because I want to show you the visual of those two cards. I might have shown that to you before, but I wanted to show you how they came together so you'd understand the energy there. Let's see here. Okay, so that's that. See a unicorn already? There he is. All right, so it was this kind of energy. You see how these literally connect. I think I showed this to you before. But it's like this unicorn's horn is drilling through this connection to the ship here. But the force of the ship coming in is what actually clears the way. So they actually clear as they come in. Their momentum from deciding to come to shore is actually what causes the clearing here. And then it's all clear when they come together. So that was kind of cool. And they're, not all the cards in this deck are white like this. This is bright white, clear, pure energy here. Okay, so that was the meditation I had done. And also what was coming up today was the betrayal of the Neanderthal man. Right? I would never think of that, right? But the seeding of the Neanderthal man into the human was coming up as a betrayal today, and another energy that needs to be cleared here, as mostly the energy being cleared here was coming up as a Native American clearing here. Spirituality and religion was coming up with the betrayal of the Neanderthal man, and the high priestess calling for the sun, where spirituality and religion was coming up as this mother and son versus Asian religions, where the high priestess calls for the sun to be a knight and a monkish one. The sun through the trees also filtering through the family, love life, and lessons and blessings, and vows kept by Native American father to honor their daughters here. So a very interesting message was coming up there. All right, so now we're going to go back to the 16th or the 17th. Let's see here. Yep, the 16th. So first, when I started out on the 16th, I was doing a meditation with Ganesha and Sophia, and the energy coming in was to go back to the root, to the ox and cart, tilling the land, walking on all fours. The farm was coming up as the father's arm or room or hips and support. Again, the hips have been coming up all week and last week as well. And I saw a sweet dog, and then it was bringing me back to my cousin's dog that I grew up with, because I didn't have a dog growing up, which was Tippy and Hippie, and lack of support. And Yoke, Joke, and Choke had come up, which I actually brought up on my last video, so I'm not going to go into that stuff, but that's where we ended. So then I have my first message of the day, which is here. And this is the past life deck. So I have the past life deck here. This is the Fortunes Oracle. We have Rider Waite over here and the medicine deck over here. So I was just randomly doing the cards. You can see the piles, which is the underlying energy, and then the cards pulled. Again, the underlying energy, the cards pulled here. Whoops. The underlying energy over here, and then cards pulled here and here. All right, so let's just get into that. The underlying energies, of course, and I didn't pull any extra cards here. Well, whatever just came out organically is what came out in this read here. So from the medicine deck, the underlying energy was the innocent porcupine and then a blank card, because I left some of them blank, which really comes up as space, and they can have different meanings depending on what comes up. But the energy of the innocence of the porcupine, allowing vulnerability and trust, creating space, and then the buffalo and the badger for others to open up to you. The buffalo is 19 here, which is the sun, and the badger 29. And then Fortune's Oracle was the underlying energy of the Unity card, 34, and then the Owl, 23, is the first card out, with 1 of Abundance and 12 for the Fool. Then the Past Life deck was the Finances, and then Galactic was underneath that in the underlying energy, and that was at 11:11. The first card out was Imprisonment, then Mother, Tree, Unrequited Love, and then the Rider Waite deck was 11:11 as well, and that underlying energy was the Four of Swords reversed. And then the first card out was the Eight of Pentacles reversed with the Chariot upright, and then the Three of Swords upright. But as you can see in the picture, I also pulled other cards after that, which we'll get into. So the innocence of the Hanging Man and being wise, creating space for unity and loving energetic exchange. And this giving you that energy of like a dog, lying on its back for a belly scratch, which is being very vulnerable to you and trusting. And also inverting was also coming up. The galactic or space contracts and finances were coming up as up in the air, needing to lay to rest or ground the 5D connection, a need to step, a need to sleep, or just awakening and rising above. The Hanging Man and the Eight of Wands, which is that energetic exchange, and Virgin Galactic came up here as wise energetic exchange, and quote-unquote pharma karma was coming up. And then Ganesha, and then the fear arm with F, and then the K arm, as in fear and calm, the fear arm and the K arm, and K is energy, and then JFK came up. The inner child and angels relationship here. The Tion-ship, Tion, is the Tiger Lioness connection. As EA came up of Ea, and then GA, which is Georgia, but also comes up as Ganesha now, and then LA came up, which is Los Angeles, which is angels. So you have Ganesha's angels plus 17, the star, source finances, and then finance was broken down. And interesting, because NANCE is Costa Rican coffee, and Phi is Phi, but it also references the F of digamma energy, or the twin flame energy. The men's room, the name Nancy, an effeminate gay male, or prissy as it's described. And then the fruit tree was small, sweet yellow fruit. And Nan. So Nan is part of finance. So I was breaking down that word. The digamma twin flame reflection of the moth, of the father, creator, the man, the son, the dwarf, the servant girl. Middle, food, sex. And middle sex also came up. CES, or S, and the F of the digamma twin flame energy in one, or once. As Ganesha was coming up with the Asian Gal act inner child, the CS, which is Christos Sophia, and ceasing to exist was also coming up. The karmic galactic betrayal and rising above. And again, this could be referencing the seeding that came up today, and this is on the 16th. But today, the message about the Neanderthal seeding and the betrayal of the Neanderthal was coming up. So the first card of the buffalo and the 29 of the badger, the sun seen as the gift, the present, 1929 came up there. The King of Wands, wise with magic abundance. The Hanging Man, fool in union with the sun. And destined fire, angelic wake-up call of the Page of Wands to clear the runway and rise with the nose up and take off. To clear the glass ceiling for a clear trajectory. And the number 4 here with the birth of the lambda or lamb to father leap. The 19 of the sun for luck. And the 8 of the dragonfly, 2 as 1 and a beautiful mind. And the 31 of the thorns and thornbirds is coming up now. The 31 is also the conflict, the group. Aries to Leo, clearing the way to get through 831 thorns. Very interesting, as we just entered Leo. Or I don't know what time it's supposed to go into Leo today, but today's the day. It's 7:07 on the clock. So Aries to Leo, clearing the way to get through August 31st thorns. Right at noon, there's the time here. And then the dragonfly's thorns are like roses in front of the sun. And then, like magic, the 32 of transformation, where the land meets the sea, the breaking of the chains, and rebuilding naturally, breaking ties with negative energies, reminders of the past, to clear the way for your next now moment. The thorns, part of its beauty. Each fire gate, with Aries literally being the fire, Leo being the sun, and Sagittarius converts to spirit. And again, there's that energy of the elephant, the rhino, and the unicorn. Transmuting with the sun, its fire, its rays, its ways and gamma waves. Where land meets sea, meets sky, meets the I am. Grounding the mud slinging to clear the skyways to take off. Left at right angle trajectory to your next destination or explanation of the journey you experienced to break the ties that bind. Alone again, naturally, rebuilding the bridge. The next first card is imprisonment of the mother and the tree and unrequited love and the ownership of the prison planet. Placing not money, which is energy, but ownership above love. That money is just energetic exchange. It's the intent behind it that can be dirty or muddied. And mud is great with water when grounded, but not so much in the air, which means that all the water has evaporated, for mud is heavy and then falls to the ground. As the rider and the underlying energy of the 4 of Swords reversed, the 8 of Pentacles reversed, overworked or not aligned and not working, the Chariot's upright driving through the storm of unrequited love and heartbreak, a bold move to face the devil and temptation, addiction head on, or Capricorn in need of peace, as the Knight of Wands is upright with the Page of Pentacles, divide and conquer for the King of Cups reversed. And today's energies are the King of Cups as well. The 2 of Swords reversed is clear here, but lacking balance and peace of mind, as the Wounded Warrior reversed is giving up or surrendering. To get up early, to dump a load or kick their feet up for a minute, or surrender to deception and confess in hopes of grounding and integrating a little love at least, and not being ignored. Before the Queen of Swords holds back an announcement for the Page of Wands to first get some sun and fun with the Queen of Pentacles upright, triggering emotions and mental clearing at work, to connect one-to-one without choice with the King of Pentacles from the past, or he looking back at the world. The Divine Feminine, Pisces, are a neighbor, to come full circle. Destined Sphinx, to keep the golden goose in check and not babble or speak out of turn. In exile, lovers discharge, split, or divide to achieve dreams. healing synchronicities, embracing the unknown, awakening fully to the Three of Cups of coming together in joy with the King of Wands reversed at 12:21. The King of Wands reversed with the Ten of Cups upright, which is really, it's emotional fulfillment or an ending of an emotional cycle. But the King of Wands here is reversed, which is not, right? That's not a great energy for the King of Wands. He's either throwing a temper tantrum or he's not well, not feeling good. But there's this energy of the King of Wands reversed with the Ten of Cups upright, crossing the bridge to death reversed, which is this clingy energy or near-death experience, with Pisces or Capricorn reversed, Scorpio reversed, to receive as a passionate offer from patient angel who's happy with themselves without an ex-lover or rejected lover coming between them. And the Emperor and the Empress, parents, grandparents, or a power couple here, facing their fears and weaknesses, playing hardball to end the pain or tough love, or free massage to go within. And the Queen of Cups at the Four of Wands home or in union, and delays with the Six of Cups reversed and the Nine of Pentacles reversed, or a difficult past and powerlessness, and that can be dependence as well, or a heated exchange with difficult kids and issues with spending in the Knight of Swords reversed, holding their tongue, with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, dysfunction and injustice in a losing battle with the King of Swords reversed, and then offering to help save their money, and the Magician's tools and their know-how. So it's like combining talents and then the freedom to do it, right? They each have different abilities. And then they will feel like they've paid their debt to the High Priestess, or the Magician and the High Priestess are freed by coming together, but negative talk or negative self-talk in the High Priestess or the Page of Swords reversed, having to stand up for themselves to the group or the crowd, or to be seen as the leader of then bringing good news to the Page of Cups reversed, or those rejected, or the Page of Swords reversed, having to fight their way through the crowd to get to the Page of Cups reversed, to share and then get over hurt feelings, to reap rewards or assess worth of a settlement, and suddenly the Hermit's light makes sense, or Scorpio upright and Virgo upright breaking a contract perhaps then makes sense, or could be assessing an amount of an emergency fund, or advisor imprisonment due to cheating or stealing or running away from the Queen of Wands who's upright and back from break or arrest, or the Queen of Wands is observing lack of sleep or awakening, or the Queen of Wands who can't sleep so they can't work, but they drive in the rain, and then swearing in to lack of peace with the Knight of Wands and the Page of Pentacles and the King of Cups who's reversed and maybe a bad influence with no peace of mind. And both the Wounded Warrior reversed and Atlas reversed up early to deal with subconscious deceptions and grounding and integrating them. As the Badger comes up here, which can be very aggressive here, present to rebuild the bridge of unrequited love in need of sleep, peace, and a break to get grounding and integrating and 5D connected, and dump the work and be bored for once, to ground and integrate and be still in the moment. All right, so then we have another message of the day, which is here on the 17th. All right, so we have the Medicine deck, and then the Fortune's Oracle, and then Journey of Love, and then the Rider deck down here. So the underlying energies, 3 cards are usually pulled, and if any other cards want to come out naturally, I use them for numbers and to complete the storyline there, okay? Okay, so the numbers that came up from the piles at the end were 1211 and 1322, and 1211 came up with Charles Schwab as the first entry there. Is True Story G. 111 also came up, and Reject is the Real Bride, and then Charlottesville came up. And with 2322 from Gematria was Help Me, Hillary Clinton is holding my family hostage was the first entry. And then the Queen of Cups, Death Wish Sword. And then Phoenix loves Jesus. And then I can't lie to myself, I love you. And then it has always been you. The number 232 came up here, which is Satan and Santa and climate change, boss election in Memphis, Pinocchio Collins, Oregon, and the black hole, hope and change, and homecoming, and the healer. So the phoenix rising meets the eagle soaring, which represents the second coming, the social urgency and new hope, guided by 1 and 2, wise alignment of the King of Wands, with an open heart and leap into the magician's world. 1, 2, 3, jump, as the divine masculine and divine feminine magically see another way for the Empress Mother's journey, and that open-hearted leap of the Fool. And today's also the Fool's energy. It's the Fool and the King of Cups. The Spider comes up there then with 43, after the 12 of Porcupine, 36 World, 54 Earth Angel, and the King of Wands reversed, who's number 23. Wisely innocent, weaving and creating and keeping records, the 3 of Cups, joy in social world, and the map of intent of 369, and today's the King of Cups, which means yesterday was 369, just in time, Atlas, a record of how many times the Page of Swords, Earth Angel, has changed the blankets, preparing for the King of Swords reversed to be present, to implement a plan with the King of Wands reversed. Innocent Scorpio and hardworking or worldly Pisces, and a message for negative men to get ready to have the rug pulled out from under them. The underlying energy of language to socialize, and then the 44 hummingbird of joy, and grounding and integrating and pollinating flowers or flowers, those who flow. The 25 of the Knight of Wands fox. Oh, and the fox came up earlier too when I was meditating. I was getting Thoth, like fox was coming up. Thoth was coming up as showing me the fox, and then the fox trot, and trot was coming in as Thoth. So Thoth was definitely coming in. The 25 of the Knight of Wands fox, and 38 of the frog, Queen of Cups. The number 9 of the Hermit, which is also Virgo, and the butterfly, hermiting transformation, and then the 3 of Taurus and elk, and stamina to go the distance. The fox is also representing camouflage here. Coming together to ground and integrate the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Cups, the Hermit and the Empress. And then the underlying energy of the 369 and the world. After the 14 of Judgment, 24 Patience, 13 Goals, and 33 Unicorn, and the 36 World. Patience being judged, the Queen of Wands transition of goals and gold, and the 7 of Wands Unicorn standing up for your shadow, working hard to come full circle. As 17 is the star in dreams and healing of the King of Wands Phoenix in the energetic exchange of unity with the number 7 cracker and the number 4 rebirth. The excitement of the second coming. And Simone Biles came up with that as well. And if you haven't, they had a movie about Simone Biles on Netflix recently. Chariot of the Emperor and the key to the Lambda or Lambda Father Leap. And the 15 key. So the 15 in this deck comes up as the skeleton key. The underlying energy of 20 and the sweet soul rising. The 7 of shifting universe and 6 of the angel of Jupiter awakening. The 48 of man of the earth, woman of the sky. And the 54 of earth angel. Judgment is shifting keys to loving self and aligning the masculine and feminine. Walking away and within, a message to get ready. And I posted a little comical Instagram of multidimensional living, so that was coming up there too. The first card here is the 35 of the Wounded Warrior's Intimacy and the 50 of the 10 of Cups, the Cloak of Family Support, the 59 of the Temple and the War Within and coming together with liberty and justice, the 8 of Yin Yang as we're approaching August as well, and clearing the void with 64, the 10 of Swords, in sensual awakening and the bliss of ending the pain. The underlying energy after the Queen of Cups is upright with the 4 of Wands and the King of Pentacles, a solid foundation, as the King of Pentacles and the Tower are suddenly excited here with the Page of Wands. But there could still be a little bit of anxiousness too, or being in the head, the grounding and integrating the war within to facing fears of subconscious doubts, and the Page of Pentacles reversed needing help and with no choice with the 10 of Pentacles and the light shining on them. And here's this energy too of Simone Biles going to the Olympics. The 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and the Hermit's advice. The Knight of Wands reversed, paralyzed, and yet free from disappointment and broken heart. Broken commitment, or this is this energy of her and an unapologetic broken commitment, right? Being true to herself. Or breaking a commitment to focus on self, however that might come across in your life. The Hierophant reversed with the High Priestess upright, which could be coming in as a divorcee. Some kind of alteration. The High Priestess, Queen of Swords, or tainted leader affecting the High Priestess. The Queen of Swords reversed, uncommitted or keeping to themselves with their intuition. And the Queen of Swords reversed, deeply hurt, with the King of Cups upright and the Page of Cups upright, and deep affection or lovers of the 6 of Cups, and the Emperor reversed, which can be, someone taking care of their children, or a soulmate, but also having to deal with a parent who's not well, or dealing with a difficult boss. The King of Cups with sweet lover and or affection for the 6 of Cups children or soulmate, but also the Emperor reversed to deal with trying to start a new life, or saving, or playing hardball, as withholding from the divine feminine, Pisces or neighbor, or wants some of what they have over there, as the World is upright and the 9 of Cups. They're self-satisfied and clearly impatient to dump their burdens, responsibilities, or confess and come clean, or clean up their act, as the Magician's upright and empowered to interrogate the Queen of Wands reversed in court, or Gemini or Virgo upright and Libra upright, with the Queen of Wands reversed, bad influence between, as the 9 of Wands reversed, Wounded Warrior surrenders, or giving up working with the 9 of Pentacles, unless they allow them back in. Those out in the cold resisting change and clingy, but the Page of Swords is lighting a fire under their butt or butts, stepping up to the plate, determined to make a home run, with no need for an excuse, laying all their cards on the table and letting the chips fall where they may, needing the strength and courage to deal with the Empress reversed and disconnect or at a distance, and working to get their ducks in a row, or sweating it out, pushing buttons, or a lot of fluid or rainwater coming down to share with the 10 of Cups, which may be a positive thing to cool the air and take off or drop the facade, or a good time to apologize or clear something up that's bothering you, to rest or break or allow yourself to feel what you couldn't when you were working or stressed. Uncomfortable feelings, but must show up or lead the way, or expected to be victorious and win or cure what ails them, or face arrogance, depression, or lack of energy, or kids who are all over the place. A losing battle with the Knight of Swords, or confrontation. And when there is competition, if there's a winner, there must always be a loser too. And to detox and find peace away from stress and negative thoughts, suffering in silence, or a sister perhaps, to see synchronicities, choices, and heaven in your eyes. With the Chariot upright and a bold movement here, as the trash truck drove by at that moment, to split or divide or conquer or lie, or holding back the truth from the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. Queen is reversed, the Knight is upright. About the back and forth or energetic exchange with the King of Swords reversed, or an air sign, or someone who's verbally abusive or not talking, or offering to drive or pick them up. The King of Swords reversed is present or waiting for their ship to come in to implement a plan with the King of Wands reversed, or perhaps pay them back. There could be Scorpio energy here to an Atlas energy with message for the King of Wands reversed. And then at 11:11, the next first card is the Knight of Cups upright, offers love to end the pain for good, or massage, or painful end they've been avoiding, needing to swallow their pride. In a twist of fate, surprising another, or shocking and awakening self, as Aquarius and Libra and Pisces or Capricorn all reversed here, perhaps Leo too. The hummingbird planting seeds of love, her harvest, surrendering to intimacy with the Knight of Cups upright. As the Knight of Wands, foxy phoenix, rises to the Ten of Cups occasion to end the pain, the emotional cycle or family situation. The Queen of Cups frog brings the rain of blessings that fall, as the 38 Queen of Cups in a 34-year and energetic exchange, reaching out a hand to face their inner fears, and the Temple of Lady Liberty, where angels are afoot, as ships come in without warning, no call, they're just showing up. As the Queen of Cups trickles down to the ground, as the rain of blessings fall, the Knight of Cups upright comes forth, so this energy of the number 4 was coming up with that as well. The Knight of Cups comes forth, horizontally crossing paths, the temple of unity of First Church, or General Church of New Jerusalem. The altar of Lady Liberty, who lights a flame under their butt, and is all choked up the day the music died. The wheel stopped turning, and sudden realization that the hermiting butterflies are free to fly, and fireworks to travel fast, to bend over backwards and turn inside out and slow down, or say not so fast. As the 3 of the Taurus elk, or mother who never gives up, and the 4 of the lambda or lambda father leap to birth with the skeleton key to all that is, the key to end pain, and then to blissful awakening, enlightened, which was coming up broken down as N, which is my code for Christ, light, and then N''D, enlightened. Christ light comes in and apostrophizes with divine access spin. Also from the letters, at the top I was getting this, so the Mercedes symbol, the circle with the Y in the middle, and I mean Y upright. I don't know if Mercedes is upright or reversed, I can't remember. But the circle with the dot in the middle, right, represents the singularity in the sun, and then the circle with the Y in the middle represents the driving force behind it. So the singularity circle is the channel, and then the one with the Y in it is the everything else, right? It's all the space between those channeled roads home. The black hole is the mother for which all roads lead home. All of these roads are the masculine trees in their singularity, with mother's nature all up in their crevices. It's pretty funny the way that was coming through. And I have another tetragrammaton that came up regarding those symbols, so I'll bring that up to you as well when we get there. So then they had me break down apostrophizes, right? Because no one says that word. The Christed light apostrophizes with divine axis planetary spin, a positive trophy. And the words, I broke down all the words in apostrophizes. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all the meanings. But what it came out with, along with hoof in it and leapfrog, the Christed light, an unbound state, a path to dance on high, DNA, Y. With X and Y, Christed state lands, or N falls over and becomes the Z, which is 26, apostrophe to 6, the year 26, with XY plus Z, which equals 26, and apostrophe. A toad to dream. 1 second, because I want to add something up real quick. And 75 was just coming up. And 75 is the Seven of Pentacles, which is the divine, in this SIRIAN Starseed deck, is the divine feminine's heart. A toad to dream, the apple of your eye, the tree energy to join and bind of the grandchild and the grandparent, the ape and boss. So there's that energy of the Neanderthal coming in too. One who has death in their quiver, a pod with a turn in verse, two sides of the chorus, or poetic dance in chant, unbound, yet dancing and singing in perfect harmony and pant. The unbound state of straw faces, the unbound state the path woman faces, the unbound state of the gift of good face, or the calmness of rowing in the dark, too, a leaf, piece of a deer with a sweet face, or path of two faces, and giving good face. And fourth was coming up again here. And then they had me go through the alphabet. And with my coding from the alphabet, what the alphabet says. And so this is what came out from the alphabet. The rocket transitions in a leap, arc, or bridge to spinning planet, the E temple of 3, M, and W, the rolling stone, path of 1. The digamma little t leaps 1 to 1 as the human, to the H to I, which is the I am, and the J to anchor of K energy, left at the right angle, lambda leap, the Christed human embodiment of source housing for conception, to share with Sophia's spiral and tree, the singularity, the holy grail, the vortex of God's rail, to create as two U's, to co-create as X and Y, having grounded the N, the Christed energy, into Z, which is N fallen down, or the earth, the second coming, the last time without, this time within. So it's coming up as the second coming. Last time was without, right? Jesus came out in the 3D. And this, the second coming, is this time is within. So then the three musketeers came up there. And I want to show you there too. There's a lot of play with the X and Y chromosome in the messages this week too. So the three musketeers need a Merlin, which is like the W, the Muse key, or musketeers, mountain us. And the word keet came up in there with musketeers, K-E-T-E, and gata, G-A-T-A, and all their definitions. And I was getting again the energy of the Vesica Pisces and the two circles coming together, but then literally the core of the apple and them being split up, like the core of the apple was 72 degrees, and then the rest of the cheek was two parts, 144 on either side of the line. It was just interesting the way it was coming together. Just so you can see my scribble here of what I'm talking about. All right, so these are the little drawings that I was just scribbling across the top here. Okay. So the letters of the alphabet: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, 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 X, Y, and Z. 1, 2, 3, and then Def Record was coming up like Def Leopard. To write, remember, sprinkled butter, or digamma twin flame sprinkles to grease the black and white and fill in the gray between. The Jekyll or Jackal man oppress the QRS, which is the heart wave on the EKG, U and 2, V and double V, X and Y to create, and then co-create the X chromosome dance at the Y in the road. Christ coming to earth is the N falling down to Z earth. in apostrophe 26, which also comes up as the upside down bow, and also Q and the spiral, the unbound state of concept spiraling, the path woman faces of conception and pregnancy, and to take that upside down bow of 2 and 6 and flip it upside down, and delivery is the gift. The GE on top, the energy that tops the cake, God's energy and first breath. And then thank you is coming up, of gratitude. And again, the energy of lubricating, like infinitely one, lubricating an OU, or the human holy grail. One's Christed energy, which is you. The O of the human embodiment of source as the divine feminine here, where the one divine masculine of the I leads to the V, which is the one opening up, to the 2 of the humans embodying source, which is you, where all roads lead home, the Y in the circle, contained in the human experience, held in the mother's arms, the Holy Grail and Godspeed, the whole Y, God's rail, in suspended animation. So then I was getting these visuals here. Okay, so here's that energy of the steering wheel, but again, the Y inside the circle driving. And then the suspended animation of the tunnel. As the rocket takes off to Christed energy of 1,000 suns, energy inside NY or New York, or the new you, the new masculine, as 14 makes space for you. So there's that 144 energy coming up. 2 out of 3 held and 1 out of 3 free space become that energy that I was drawing at the top of the breaking down of degrees. Were coming up as 144, 144, and 72, which is 360 degrees. There's basically 72 times 5 is 360. So you could do equal portions of 72, or you have 144, 144, and 72 being the center. So then it was coming up as the 4 circles, and the energy of the star in the center becomes that 72. Because the 4, they're all equal parts of 72. This, and then the center. That's the way it was coming up. And then the outer circles would be 2 parts, 144 and 144 each. And then after plasma state comes the Bose-Einstein condensate, which I don't know, it's a bit over my head, but it's the next level instead of using heat, because plasma requires heat to continue it. Whereas the Bose-Einstein condensation deals with cold, and it can last a lot longer from what I understand, from what I read. This was a little while ago. I didn't just read about it, so I can't remember exactly. But the ether condensation was coming up here as co-Christ or bridge of C on this bridge on of normal saline at the ion connection level, the asher bright light of the heart rate of the high road, the infinite of the rainbow bridge, and then the ONDE, so we're dealing with condensation, the rainbow bridge, and then ONDE is to breathe or breath. It's the wave, water, the fig, overture, evil, and envy, hatred, and nuisance. So again, both sides of the coin. The Christos Sophia, a tyon, or tiger lioness connection. Normal saline coming up as them, and the tiger lioness, or source on connection ion. And then the I, the human I, on. The co-Christed dens at connection. And CON means to learn by heart. Dens at home, connection. To learn by heart of, instead of sensation, the N of Christed sation. Christed equals horsepower. Rose to ed. The Christ consciousness bridge of 1-to-1 at the crossroads of ed, which I always talk about. ED is extra dimensional, but it's Mr. Ed for me, and often in being funny, the God energy comes through as Mr. Ed. But it's coming up as a grid point here. the Earth's axis spin, where 36 is the Atlas map of intent, with the 36 map, the 69 pod, and then the turning inside out through and through, becoming the 96 is that one form of the bow tie. But 96 is literally the reflection of AE, which is ash, which is bright light in Pleiadian. So again, the tennis ball kind of effect comes up here as that star that was in the middle over here. And I was just getting these different configurations they were having me bring up. 2 big T's and a block, 2 big T's and little t at home, and then contained before birth, and then after birth, which is messy, once the root cause comes out. And they were bringing me through like the cycle. Like everyone talks about numbers and 3D, 4D, 5D as like 3D being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they were shifting that for me. It was really interesting because the cycle of 11, 12, 13 was coming up. Because times 10, that's 110, 120, 130, which equals 360, which is the circle. So it was backing me into the other numbers. So instead of 10, 11, 12, it's coming up as 11, 12, 13, which then takes out the number 1, starting with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there's something about that. And then it was bringing me up to my 4s as well, because I always bring up the numbers 1 through 10 as 01 and 10 on either side, and then 2, 3, 4, 5 as one pod, and then 6, 7, 8, 9 as the next pod, the 6, 9, 8 pod. So when I get more clarity on that, I'll bring that forth as well. All right, let's see here. Not that page. So then we're on the 18th. And I had gotten, I meditated on the 3 days of darkness to see what would come up for myself. And what I saw, first I saw a big black cloud. Then I heard Columbus, Ohio. Then I see a surfer's roll like the green room of the ocean in a domino effect coming down north to south on the west coast. And then I lose track. I'm kind of discombobulated. And then there's a shock to the system, underground and solar simultaneously, as then I see a tall totem shift and fall, like an obelisk type of thing. And then I literally have Lincoln come in, showing me the Lincoln Memorial. And it's like showing me like a cement truck, like I don't know if it's dumping cement or dumping mud, or it's not like fluid like water. So I don't know if it is the ocean and it's just really thick and muddy and it's like being poured onto the Lincoln Memorial. And then I see the Indian Ocean. So I think it's Amsterdam Island. I think that's the name of it. But there's a tiny little island in the middle of the Indian Ocean that's exactly equal distance from Sri Lanka, India, and the Antarctica. And so when you have equal distance, it literally makes this symbol, okay? This is the middle of the Indian Ocean. And I literally saw land rise out of the ocean there, but it wasn't just mountains underneath the ocean. It was an ancient structure that rises out of the ocean here. And then it was taking me to the 11, 12, 13 being 6th dimension. And again, 360 degrees, which the 36 is the 10 of Wands of the Atlas energy. And then number 10, which 10 is the change for the better. And that was just coming out on its own. I was getting this energy of the Indian Ocean, but I was also getting underground movement from the Atlantic Shelf outside the Gibraltar Strait. So between the Atlantic Shelf there, towards the Bermuda Triangle, somewhere in there. And then I was also getting the energy, as I've gotten before, of New York and the Statue of Liberty, because there's an Atlantean altar above the Statue of Liberty. And I've always seen the angels at the bottom of the Statue of Liberty receiving the Pleiadian ship when they first come in. And then the 9/11 memorial, which is like a push pop, where literally a white, icy type looking stage comes out of the 9/11 memorial. And there's like a projection of the Pleiadians coming in to communicate with us, but projecting as not to scare us. That's come up multiple times for me, but that was coming up again here. All right, so that was my meditation on that. Let's see here. And I posted information about that too online. There's been talk about, when it could occur, but I keep getting these different time periods, like now through the end of August. August 31st keeps coming up, and then another time period after that through the end of the year. But when I look at the charts for the fall, there's like a ton of oppositions all through the fall, and significantly from October into December, like Uranus and Mercury, I think it is, I can't remember, and then Mars and Pluto, are opposing each other. So there are these, big energies like that coming up around that time. And also there's been talk about election not happening, which would make sense, because if everything got knocked off grid, they might not be able to go through with something like that. So I don't know. But that's the energy I have received. So let's see here. Okay, so here is the read on the table. Let me just make sure it's the right one. Yeah, okay. So here is the read on the table. Right, the SIRIAN Starseed deck is the main read, and then the Rider clarifiers. I'm going to roll a die for you guys too. Another twin flames for the best and highest good of always concerned. What are the energies coming up here? Okay, so the South Node came up last time too, I think. South Node's still in Libra, I believe. And then we have Aries here. So that's the North Node. And then we have the 8 and the dance between them. The 8 is also Leo, and we just came into Leo today. So we have Aries and Libra, which are on the same axis, along with the 8 of Leo that we're in now, in an 8 year, which is also Leo and the dragon. And we have cardinal, fixed, and cardinal. So 2 cardinal and then a fixed energy there. So it's bringing up the North and South Node axis here as being very significant in August. All right, so let's get into this read here. I cut the deck at 5:20 on the 19th, and I finished clarifying 5:31. The 5 and the 20 is the Hierophant and the Judgment card. Then 5:31 is the 5 of Wands, so that could reference group things or conflicts. And we have major arcana of guidance, which is the Hierophant, reason, which is the Emperor, and the Tower. After the read here, I was guided to pull a few extra cards, so I'd only pulled 3 here, which I usually do. There's usually 6 and 6, unless sometimes I'll do a little bit differently. But over here we have the solar deity or the sun, the chariot, right next to it, and then the Ascension card, which is the world, and then transition right here, which is the death card, and then the Lover's card right there. We have 2 pentacles, 2 wands, 4 swords, and then the King of Swords, Page of Swords, and the Knight of Wands are the main players in the read. And the Knight of Pentacles is in the underlying energy over there. We have, as far as numbers, we have double 3s, 6s, and 10s. So 33 is the Christ vibration and the 7 of Wands. 66 is the Queen of Pentacles. 1010 is the very high vibration. Again, begin again. 6, 7, 8, lay them straight, also came up here. And 36 is Atlas, the 10 of Wands. 67, the Knight of Pentacles again. The 78 of the 10 of Pentacles, which is the last card in the deck, the 10 of Pentacles, abundant family, business, community energy. And then 8, 10, which is 0, backing up the 81, which in the numerology book, the Divine Triangle, is the end of the cycle, 81. The code line here is all about the number 15, coming up from 3, 6, and 6. 15 is the Devil card, or the shadow in this deck. And the messages came up as so from the code line. And this is all taken from the letters on the cards that are exposed. The aid of 3 of big C and little c, and big T with peaceful movement to see the love or affection of a child, the Knight of Wands. And this was interesting coming up too, because Trump's granddaughter spoke on his behalf. After death ET, heart rate or homeroom, in energetic exchange with an office, or of course with T, moving to a peaceful C, leap, bridging with the Knight of Wands, which could be his granddaughter. A death of Re, or shaman, of leaps and bounds. There's a lot of energy about healing Native American energies between the masculine and the feminine and the land. The carbon copy of T and Lovers of Thought, C, Lover's Leap of the Knight of Wands. Infinite aid and the high road of energetic exchange, or the arrows of love, of compulsory, competitive, tendering, to move to calmer waters, C, the Knight of Wands. And Knight of Wands is coming up as the trigger, right? The one who would light a fire under your butt. And in this deck, the Knight of Wands is very much having mastered the slow burn, right? Not, burning out quickly. So we start with the 3 of Pentacles reversed over here. And below that is the Ace of Wands reversed, and then the Knight of Pentacles reversed. With the indigo clearly conquering the Knight of Pentacles reversed with issues at work. The 6 of Cups reversed can reference a negative past or falling out or some kind of bad memories from your childhood or of your kids who are maybe difficult. But the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Emperor reversed were coming up here, which seem to be very different ages, right? It could be a grandparent and a grandchild. And the Magician rising into power with all tools on board. The child worried about their grandfather, empowering him to rise above work issues or having been knocked down. In the recent past is the King of Swords upright, indigo, or Gemini or Virgo, clearly the King of Cups, family man, of truth and balance, freed by the world, or divine feminine, or Pisces, and the Page of Wands reversed with the 9 of Wands reversed, wounded warrior. In a fiery surrender to fix things or make amends, to put it all out there prior to a new life, or playing hardball with stress and the nightmare of a choice point that's presented. The foundation of lack of guidance and or commitment, lack of affection or ex in a divorce, face to face with Dark Knight and the Empress, and the Page of Swords taking their best shot, busting the balloon of bad influences and gossips. The central energy here is the 10 of Wands reversed, done the hard work, the cycle complete, surrender of the wounded warrior, seeing stars and unable to climb steps. After the inequity of the Page of Cups reversed, or rejected child, an offer of big love from hard work in a split with the Queen of Cups reversed, defenseless to the energies and or attack, or without an excuse, on a quest to recover those out in the cold, as the challenge being here, the 6 of Swords reversed, of no peace and uncomfortable emotions of negative energies, and that are being constantly thrown at the King of Wands reversed. Now crowning is the 6 of Pentacles reversed, and the inequity of facing the bullet head on. And released King of Pentacles reversed to strengthen with detox and heal, tunneling through to painful end. And again, there's that tunneling through energy of the ship coming into the unicorn. Tunneling through to painful end or massage on the other side, or perhaps a family who's on pins and needles. Soon as the Reason reverse, which is the Emperor reversed, or unreasonable man, with a lack of peace here, back to the daily grind, with visits from the past blocks, destabilized, or looking back, unable to function, or being stubborn with the Knight of Swords upright, racing in with a message or delivery from happy Queen of Pentacles that they're okay, as she was worried. Or the Emperor reversed and the Queen of Pentacles upright, with kids, Knight of Pentacles reversed and Knight of Swords upright between them. The twin flame energies seeing themselves as the Eight of Swords reversed, released from work, marriage, or commitments and anxieties, dumping a load, their burdens or responsibilities to face fears of starting over in a divorce or break from their belief systems, a religion or contracts or commitment, issues at work or workplace closed to assess worth and or reap rewards for the Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community, or parent company of the Queen of Wands, early morn, or dealing with deception over powers that be, or a subconscious bubbling up here in order to release, and here we have the full moon. With Cancer and Taurus both reversed, around the twins are how they're seen with the Tower reversed after a sudden event or drama of the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is that sovereign dream, or with options and a slowdown to make an announcement. Libra reversed, Aquarius upright, and Scorpio reversed there, and challenged by here, or the block, the Page of Swords upright, needing to make peace after depressed and exposing the King of Swords, or a need to heal in the Sun with the King of Swords. Perhaps father and child, could be father or a grandfather and child, both air signs here, as the Knight of Wands with a slow burn is saddened by the Hermit reversed and Temperance reversed, or being the fallen angel and not stepping up to help the Hermit reversed, or parent with dementia, or perhaps someone just going out of their mind. As the Knight of Wands is upright, back on the horse, leading the way in the sun, traveling or moving to make peace with the High Priestess reversed, secret passion, or foretelling a secret, and needing to use their intuition when hanging out with the Knight of Cups upright. Virgo reversed. Saggy is both upright and reversed here. Pisces is both upright and reversed, as well as Capricorn upright, Leo upright, Cancer upright, and Pisces upright. The Knight of Wands on vacation or traveling to close a cycle, or with the Divine Feminine or Pisces from the past in transition through the portal with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and perhaps a lack of affection with that family or an ex, with the Seven of Swords upright, right, which talks about the lying, cheating, stealing energy, but here it's about passing risky downloads. Or family of ex or lack of affection passing risky messages, or ex or Gemini reversed caught in the act. Someone may be receiving stolen merchandise. As the Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Three of Pentacles reversed, they may be off work or unable to work, or losing money at work, in a divorce or without guidance or contract, released not so suddenly, or due to drama with the King of Swords upright, dumping everything, and challenged by lack of peace with the Emperor reversed, and the Page of Swords message of inequity with the Knight of Wands he's shining in a bold move to the world. The King of Wands is making some kind of bold move to look back at a death or ending or transition of the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, which can reference anything, right? It can any big body of abundance or wealth, right? Whether it's their family, whether it's their business or community, or whether it's the state or the country or the world or the government. This is at 6:33, in need of affection. As sticks and stones and bullets may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. That's definitely a Trump thing. All right, so the Knight of Pentacles reversed, the Three of Pentacles reversed, and the King of Swords upright, with issues at work or with child not working, lack of guidance or in a divorce, dumping unfairly, or the inequity of falling on the steps, challenged by a need for peace or release with the Emperor reversed, or unreasonable man after sudden event. The Page of Swords is upright with the Knight of Wands upright, going on vacation or traveling the world or area, perhaps to look back and process an ending, a death, a transition of the Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community, or school with no love loss here, and running a risk of being seen. Okay, so that's this message. All right, so now we get to where are we? 110. Yeah, so the 21st, yesterday, which was Teddy's birthday, by the way, and we had a wonderful day together. I was pulling from the medicine deck. I think I have that here. I don't know if I do have that here. Well, any which way, I tell you all the cards. I'll show you the picture if that's the one. I'm not sure if that's it, though. So this is on the 21st. I pulled some cards from the medicine deck on at 10:51 to 52 that morning. The elk keeps coming up, which is the card of stamina. And then the first card out was the elephant with the 22 beaver, which is the builder, and then the 18 lynx, which is secrets, 35 of the horse and power. After, in the underlying energy, the dog of loyalty, the snake of transmutation, and the number 6, and then 8 of the otter and woman medicine. And then one of my blank cards came up, which gives space. The 5 of the introspective bear, 39 of the swan of grace, 34 of the grouse of sacred spiral, and the 40 of dolphin of mana and breath, the 28 of armadillo and boundaries, and then 2 blank cards in a row, so lots of space. And then the 20 of the mouse who scrutinizes or organizes really well, and then but he does it out of fear, and then the 3 of the elk. So loyal teddy bear and transmuting family of woman medicine, of strong and healthy, of snake and otter, and space between the introspective teddy bear's excitement for change and freedom. And now it's reminding me to tell you. So when I was in the shower today, I see animal faces in my tiles sometimes. And one I've never seen before that I saw today wasn't just a face. I was seeing a whole polar bear. And my daughter had also shown me a polar bear. She'd sent me a polar bear message on Instagram earlier. So something important about the polar bear. Excitement for change and freedom. As a beautiful colored butterfly flew by the window right at this moment. The Knight of Cups loving graceful swan, as I also saw the swan energy earlier that day, an energetic exchange of sacred spiral, the Page of Cups innocent dolphin's breath, and the 28 choice of boundaries and safe place with lots of space for mouse to make decisions and organize their belongings, with mother elk with energy to go the long haul, to go the distance. And again, the elephant, which is elephant. E is temple and the breath, the temple of the breath, the nose, as the elk cleans up the branches that mouse was nestled in, but left some of the branches for later. The first breath, the birthday, as the hard-working beaver opens the heart and leaps to build something special, a secret from lynx and the full moon of romance with the wounded warrior horse, a powerful one. As the mouse and elk use the trumpeter's call, trumpeter being the elephant, or the birthday, the first breath, to share with neighbors or animals of the forest. And the signs that were coming up here, Taurus in the underlying energy, and then Virgo, Aries, Cancer, Saggy here. So then from the past life deck was medicine man or woman and the underlying energies. The first card out was the authority figure and the farm with the sparkly gavel and the horses. The angels watching over karmic relationship and love life of the medicine man or woman, and then the dream catcher of 3 blind mice. Dangling 3 pairs of 2, 2, and 2 in front of the authority figure, putting sparkly hammer down on the farm. The twin flame rocket of and co-creation. The twin flame arm, a room, are mountains. Of Marys and EMs, the little M co-creators, the horse campus of memory and remembrance, the horse being H or C, which is the horizontal or the vertical pillars at the intersection, the I am and the human aspect. So let's see here. Mother Mary's been coming in a lot too. Actually, I've been calling on Mother Mary. I've been doing the Huna prayer this month. And she's been coming in a lot. And Mother came up, one who moths, M-O infinitely, co-creates with humans. The M-O is the intent, the the co-creating with Mother. Mother's also M-other, co-creating with other. And mot her, to measure her, weather her, woman her, year, era, word her, fashion butterfly her, quarrel pig, light rain speck, courage, meeting, short message, towards and against her, a point where objects meet and interchange, passing place, alcohol, and asking her. The underlying energy of the high priest or priestess, and the first card out, the mother. The male, female, and health and Native American. Her children from healthcare and Native American. And it's interesting too, because what it reminded me of, the cards that came out reminded me of my grandmother and father, but also I didn't think of that. It reminds me of my father and mother too, but just in a different way. The energy of the doctor and the shaman, or modern medicine and ancient medicine. After the ship came into the imprisonment and slavery lines, the Celtic Egypt crossing bridge transported through the Greek portal, because I was getting a Greek portal that had finished, and then they were going on to Egypt. But the Greek portal keeps coming in with a message here. Crossing the bridge transported through the Greek portal, brought to Egypt, the knighthood scribing to the high priestess, swearing their allegiance to the high priestess or higher self, from the Celtic Neanderthal at the intersection of the Celtic cross, in the same position with their hands up, right? Like in the prayer position, they were mimicking the same energy of the high priestess. So the Neanderthal to the high priestess. So then I pulled from the Ascension deck and Mother Mary's mantle came up, which is that aqua aura. And then Marco and the underlying energies, which is 47. And then 52 is the first card out, was the Pleiades. 16 fire, 13 gold and silver cloak, and 26 with synchronicities in heaven in your eyes, and the Queen of Swords, Tower, Death, and Page of Wands, the Magician's Cape, the transformation and endings here, with double Scorpio here, right, with the Tower and Death, and also the numbers 3, 13, 26, and 52, right? 13 times 2 is 26, and 26 times 2 is 52. They all came up right here in a row, which is the Death card, the Page of Wands, and also the year 26, and 52, which is the Queen of Swords, but also represents Lady Liberty. And then the next card that I pulled, the underlying energy, was the 51. At the time, 251, which is the King of Swords, and the Jaguar came up with the medicine deck. The first card being the 28 of the Armadillo, and then a blank card. The Chariot of Hercules, Page of Wands, Magic Cape of the King of Swords Jaguar, where he is coming up as the car and she the make. Cancer, her harvest, her Magician's Cape, the cool cat. The Armadillo, naturally protected. You choose what's inside your circle. And again, this what's the movie? I can't think of the name right now. But the Circle of Trust was coming up. You choose what's inside your circle and trust, and also place what's outside. So define your space, and have you been letting your home be a bus station or canceling something to oblige another? Are you being a doormat? But no need to hide either. Use Armadillo armor to deflect negative energies, as the 28 comes up with the Armadillo, which is the 2 of Wands or twin flame energy, and then give it space, with space to fill in with a second. So leaving space for something new to come in. Then on the What else did I get from the... So then I was guided to break down literally the words divine masculine and divine feminine. And creator will come up here too, along with source. It was very interesting. So the masculine with mood and sun's explosive, destined to energetic exchange. The feminine is the femme at the Y in the road and appears judgmental and destined to go within and procreate miracles. The divine masculine 41, the heart of gold, and 29 appears to be present or gift destined, the 70 to perform and juggle with partner. The divine feminine 51 with the king of swords of pure intent appears to be the 33 of Christ consciousness, destined 84 to reflect the 48, which came up as the feminine energy of going within. So exactly like reflecting the other energy. And this is a lot from the numbers of divine masculine, divine feminine. So the divine masculine is 2 vine, obviously, mass Q line of leap. And the feminine is, divine feminine is 2 vine feminine I9, or of Christed, together, the two of them, of leap and of Christed, is the rainbow bridge. The D of divine spin of the planet, and then IVI of co-creation, and NE of Christed temple, dive in energy, temple, of one equal and congruent, as 1V1 is co-creation, as Kuel, which is harvest, in E of temple, co-creation as harvest in energy. Digamma twin flame energy and co-creation in, and then in again, the temple of equality and congruency. Christed is literally horsepower at the crossroads with Ed. Christ consciousness homeroom. The high road is Ted, where T is the circle singularity just seen from the side, and it's coming up as tree EDU. He's the trunk, she's the canopy. He supports and she covers. The NE is the temple of Christ, is the bridge, 33 northeast, the infinite Christed, or Ea, path. E as T as energy temple equals source tree. And then, of course, the dog was coming up again, because God and dog. And the closest word to Godag, of the reflection of God and dog, is Godag, which is good day. And then the other way, or dog and then God, is dogged, which is traits of a dog. And top dog singularity, of course, coming out with the T here. So the creator versus source. What's the difference in energies between using these two terms? And this was also very interesting. The creator is the leap regarding at or, to see the eat, human And then the arc or bridge, housing extended to temple energy at human housing, paying forward. And this is all creator. Whispering bench are Ea, Tor, which is, Tor has many meanings. The bull, breaking, being a novice, beginner, the march, tower, Taurus, Torah, trajectory and track, etc., etc., the rook. But ultimately what came out here with creator is to trust and believe, a bull or rookie, a tower and march, trajectory, heart, chest, gut, and gateway, to trust a return, a rethink, a hard and difficult climb to the summit of weathered rocks, or a rainbow bridge, ray, tower, or tor, to trust and believe and create. And scour there was coming up too. And source creator together is that Christos Sophia energy, very different. Source was just coming up as sour sea, whether that's a sea of Christ or sea of the ocean or sea with your eyes, sour. Sophia, our Christ consciousness, bridge 33 temple. Or, so you are seal, you are the seal, the whispering bench, the leap, to the energy temple that is equal and congruent. they were coming up together as the terrace course with a flat top and sloping sides, and then the other as the temples and the crown. The temple, cleanse, and the terrace course. And the heart core and the earth core. Let me see what I have on the second page. I rewrote on the next page. So if you take creator, it's just from the letters of creator, is basically heart core without the H, or earth core missing the H, which is the human aspect or the horizontal. It also comes up as tour race or row track. But I love the terrace course and the temple cleanse. We're coming up as the two different words of creator and source. So then today, the energies of those three circles were coming up, the Y and the singularity, and then the empty circle, which for me represents the human embodiment of source. And I posted on Instagram the tetragrammaton because it's literally the circle with the Y in it, then the circle with the dot in the middle, which represents X marks the spot, and then the blank circle, and then the dot, which is the black hole. So there's the tetragrammaton, basically. And it was coming up with he is time, she is space. Time is source me, and space is Sophia's pace. The cushion, the blow, and Father's seal. The energy of the Y in the circle is coming up as the driving force, or the canopy. The T is the tree, right? The second one with the circle, the singularity, and then the blank circle is the embodying source, and the dot itself is the black hole. But the first three circles were also coming up as the net. These three circles were coming up like this. Okay? So you can look at my Instagram for that. I actually posted all of the information I wrote there as well. So, male and female. The arts came up in the underlying energy with the past life deck today. After the mother, Mother Mary, and again the energy of adult children, the boy and girl back to back, of tea hearts instead of sweethearts, coming up as tea hearts, and again the singularity, but also the canopy, the tree and the canopy, the whole family. The M of mother is M and other, of masculine and feminine, and then the fact that I'd broken down masculine and feminine the day before that I just read to you, of male and female, which is the same. It's male, it's just female has iron in front of it. Or the energy of F and E, which is the twin flame temple. M ale and fem ale, of A and E with L between them, or love. He co-creates and she's digamma twin flame, M, dancing with the mother to crack open an egg and then co-create. He's the mountain, she is the M energy, the divine mother, as he is the trunk and she is all around the tree. The empty nest syndrome coming up here as the mother is triggered by orphan memories. Medicine man or woman transported by the bullet train. In comical or conical rebirth, if they can just get to the other side, a ticking time bomb inside the dream catcher's net. It's not a matter of if, but when. As the Greek portal is opened and cleared, pouring through the net, causing glitches you may have seen, as I saw on Instagram this morning, I think like 9:30, 10, like lots of icons were blank and certain ones were and certain ones weren't, then the music was coming on and then the music wouldn't come on. There's all sorts of glitches going on this morning. The second coming to a theater near you, or medic. Transport of the English patient to God's country, shaman's land, where medicine was coming up here, because me, Ed, is coming up again here. He said, it's me, Ed, med, and beds. I seen. So he's seeing the med beds. Those men and women who are my dream catchers, unafraid of my name, received as infusion through safe space or crown, as I actually saw my crown last night when I was falling asleep too in a meditation, like it was totally an open portal to space. Atlas and Hercules to represent Olympians as the 8 pillars present, a Greek structure reminiscent of Lincoln Memorial. If God is medicine, then God's reps are medics. Me, die, CS. Me as 2, Christos Sophia, or Mr. Ed's inner children. The driving force of 4 and C, or foreseeing, and marks the spot to embody source from the black hole of nothingness, right? The embodying source of everything from black hole of nothingness, where all roads lead home. Where all roads lead home, the canopy roots and the trunk drives, beautifies and the canopy beautifies, protects, and is a safe place for humans to become whole, but it's spelled as HOLE, not WHOLE, to become the black hole. The Y force when X marks the spot, or the 0 point, and T is the whole, because that represents the channeling energy. But also the whole itself is the feminine energy, but the channeled energy out of the whole is the masculine T. Okay? So the DNA is coming up as the DNA driving force is electrophoretic migration, where chromosomes mark the spot of everything and nothingness, and no point to tell the whole story of when Y met X, or Harry met Sally, to sire or procreate. So Harry, spelled different ways, comes up as like a rabbit, hairy and hopeful, and waiting patiently. And Sally comes up as salty sire, or one who procreates. Roman knights, all Greek to me, swearing to honor and protect and serve, as feminine praise, fearing the worst, and monks, namaste, may God be with you. The Native American uses the TP to set the energy in their favor. The knight's sword, her eye, and the monk's or nun's hands, helping to purify native lands and forgive divine masculine and divine feminine. The 2 hands coming together, and that was coming up on my Fool card this morning that I posted on Instagram, that the 2 hands you see praying don't have to be the same person. They can be 2 different hands coming together. The 2 hands coming together on the Fool's journey with open heart and leap of faith, to fly like an eagle, to the sea, and let my spirit carry me, as the right hand heals the root, or tribal, aboriginal home, and masculine feminine, Native American forgiveness, and a beautiful scribing of High Priestess, bringing the rain. May the rain of blessings fall. The night prays in all different ways, in the teepee too, for forgiveness and to clear the air, in a beautiful message well presented to the High Priestess and our higher self, and feeling the love. Can you feel the love tonight? And that was posted. As time stood still and went backwards for a moment, while processing, and then again, that was coming up as the energy where everything was really glitchy on Instagram this morning. As time stood still and went backwards for a moment. And yeah, and the other stuff I gave you already. And again, the coming up as these symbols here. The Y, the X, the blank, and then the dot, like up here, okay? That was the tetragrammaton that was coming up today. So, and that was those cards that I was just talking about were coming up from this spread here. It's just this card that came out. This is all underlying energy here, okay? Okay, so just a quick card. Where are we? We're at 1:35. Not so bad. That's what I figured today. I'm going to try not to make them so long. Sometimes I'm just trying to catch up, and I don't want to not put the messages out there, which is why I end up doing those, the 2 hour. But I'm going to try to keep them, an hour and a half. All right, for the best and highest good of all is concerned, what is the message that the twins need to hear here? Even if you're not a twin, there is information for you here, if you're open to receive. All right, these are stuck. 1 second here. This card wants to come out. Boundaries. Firm boundaries are needed right now. We have different pages on the bottom. You and this person don't share the same vision. I don't know who this person is. And we have past life love. Your soul remembers this intense connection. And this whole big blob just wanted to come out here. Children are important to this partnership. You've learned the spiritual lesson and mastered. Does the situation align with your values and morals? Wait, the timing's not quite right. This person's in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson. Here and now, your true love is already part of your life. So again, the timing isn't coming up as good today, and it's not. I mean, I felt the energy was very difficult yesterday and today. Boundaries. Yeah, so make sure your boundaries are up and not letting people take advantage of you, right? Standing in your truth. The children are important right now, that you've mastered the lesson, but just remember to remain true to yourself and to your integrity, and that things align with what you believe in. Are you still, falling into things that you don't really believe in? And then, again, wait, the timing's not quite right. This person is in your life to teach you a lesson. Your true love is already part of your life, which again is this energy of loving yourself first. Okay? I want to pull one more card for you. I'm going to pull from the Journey of Love. We'll read you something. Journey of Love. Okay, for the best and highest good of all is concerned, what is the message for Twin Flame community here? What is the message? What is the message? Oh, that flipped right up in the air. Heart of the moment, 16, a sudden event. The 16. And it's red. And we got red coming in right after it. Look at that. Heart, heart, fire, fire. There's your Leo energy. And look, this is like a distant picture of this. This is that close up. Really cool. Let's see what the third card is here. 58, beauty. The beauty within your heart. The bottom of the deck here is, oops, sorry about that. 32 is devoted to the small. So again, children are coming up, but that could be other things. It could be pets or your gardening, whatever it may be for you. And here's the energy. We're going to read the heart of the moment. And again, this is a close-up of the heart fire here. It's coming in. And this is the 58, which is the Four of Swords, but it's also, the Four of Swords reversed for me is also grounding the union, because this can be the 5D connection. But also the beauty of this energy that's coming up here, the fire of the sudden moment. And, even though a sudden event could be traumatic sometimes, they're asking you to see the beauty in the moment. Because if you're trusting, it's you realizing that it's clearing something for you to make it better. So let's see, where's my deck? Okay. So 16 is, you are entering a time in your life where past and future are colliding. In this present moment, you have powerful opportunity to decide how you wish to continue in a certain pattern of relating or not. So again, this crossroads of the intersection is coming up again. This may mean leaving a relationship or starting a new one. But even if you cannot yet make that decision with peace in your heart, you can still partake of the heart of this moment and decide how you shall choose to be. Will you speak? Will you choose to let go of shame and criticism, of judgment and anxiety, of loss and despair, and just be with your own heart now? Will you choose in this moment to trust yourself, even if that trust says you have to wait a while longer before you can make a long-term decision? This is a time when you can alter your future, stepping into relationship with another, with the divine, with yourself in a new way. Even the smallest choice for love is a step in the best direction. You have the heart of the divine within you. It's not too hard for you to choose love. Let go of the people who want you to choose jealousy or fear or doubt. Their games are not nearly as fun. Choose love, and who knows, maybe they'll join your party instead. This oracle brings you a message. You're in a transition zone in your life and relationships. It is one moment that will manifest as many opportunities, where one choice will open up many pathways to fulfillment for you. We always have the chance to create our future with our present choices, but at this time you are in an especially fertile karmic period, having just come out of a cycle of learning and about to enter into a new cycle. This is the time to be willing to take a chance or a risk to be happy within yourself no matter what is going on around you. Your life is about to take a karmic turn, and you can feel peace in that knowing. The poem reads, "Love provides the opportunity to express the core essence of our very nature. It touches us at a level of feeling beyond the human norm and renders our beings incapable of feeling with greater depth or wonder. Love is the fabric of life. It is the substance that holds it all together and the magic that opens the unknown. It is the quality that speaks to our soul, that opens our heart, that excites our spirit and allows us in its presence to become something greater than ourselves, something more than we are alone." So again, that tower moment and trusting what you've learned. You know, a time to practice what you've learned, to stay calm in all situations, to be in your authentic self, in your knowing, in all difficult situations, and to clear yourself multiple times if you need to on difficult days and difficult situations. So remember your water, your rest, your joy, and your nature. Rise and be love, and I'll see you next time, guys. Have an amazing week. Bye.